What's up, guys? This is Dirt Track Boys again. I just want to tell y'all from yesterday's video. I thought there were 4 tracks that didn't have lights. Well, I'm here to tell you there's 5. Give me a second, and I will let y'all know why there's only 5 speedways. Alright, so I'm going to tell you, there are 5 speedways that do not have lights at all. Okay, I told y'all yesterday I wasn't for sure what number of tracks that NASCAR has that have lights. Well, to add on to this video from yesterday, I'm going to let y'all know what the 5 tracks are. Now, excluding road courses, there are only 5 racetracks on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule that do not have lights. They are Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama, the Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, Michigan International Speedway, New Hampshire, and Dover. Now, I was right. Dover cannot install lights due to the Air Force Base located near the racetrack. New Hampshire, Michigan, and Pocono and the local government do not allow the lights on the speedway. That is why those tracks don't have lights. So if anybody's wanting me to tell them, the tracks that don't have lights are Talladega, New Hampshire, Pocono, Michigan, and Dover. Dover because of the Air Force Base. But they do have regular street lights around the facility. But as far as on the track, they don't have the lights. And that is because New England's government, the state... New England's government excuse me, doesn't allow lights at the speedway because their government, doesn't want race cars racing at night, which kind of makes sense in a way. Now, the other tracks that have the lights are Daytona, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Bristol, Daytona, Richmond, Martinsville, and, there's probably others that I've missed, and Homestead, Miami has lights as well. But those are the 5 tracks that do not have the lights, and I'll let you know what they are again, because of what I said about them not allowing lights. That's why the races up north, up in New Hampshire are 301 laps. The races up in Dover are 400 laps. And tracks like Dover and New Hampshire both have no lights, but the reason they have no lights in Dover's case is there's an air base nearby. While New Hampshire's case, the rules of the local government do not allow the track to have lights. And I'm sure this is going to get, a lot of points of views, but if you were a fan of NASCAR back in the early 2000s, you'd remember nearly 1/3 of all NASCAR races used to take place on Saturday night. Now since then, the sport has become a long way, both times of technical advancements, as well as races are organized, while the technological side of things, especially more than the season, because the next-gen cars looks to take a look at organizing the side of things. And there are some tracks that now here's another thing, guys, about it has the broadcasting factor. Back in the early 2000s, there wasn't a plethora of networks. Trust me, I said that. There wasn't a whole lot of network, stations like there are now. But there were still your like ESPN, your ESPN Plus, and all that. There were your sports networks, but there weren't other things on the same network. So a lot of times, as of lately, probably since COVID, I don't know, but here's lately, sometimes your West Coast your West Coast like Vegas and Arizona, they could schedule a night race, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen that way. It happens late. It happens earlier because there might be something else on that particular network. So, if you have a race and a football game on the same channel, you want to try to get your race in, and let's say, for example, if it's a Sunday night game, a college Sunday night game, or an NFL Sunday night game, and your race is on Fox, well, more than likely, Fox is going to get the night game, or NBC is going to get the night game. So that is mostly why you don't see a whole lot of races at night. Now, there are some races that they'll run at night, but because of different sports, baseball is usually on Fox during NASCAR season. A lot of times, you'll see other games on the same network. So they may have to shift over from that network, from the race, to baseball and football or whatever. So the broadcasting deal has a lot to do with your main thing of how NASCAR chooses a race. So if they give NASCAR, okay, let's say the example, they give NASCAR a 2:30 run. Okay, race day's like an hour, and then the race is at 2:30 or 1 o'clock. Then they're going, or 2:30 or 2. Then they're going to try to get that race in on those particular 4 or 5 hours, depending on what time it is See, NASCAR is basically gone 36 races a year. So they go from Daytona, or from the LA Coliseum to Daytona, all the way back to Homestead. Homestead. So y'all got me doing it. Back to Arizona. So NASCAR is not just in states that have Eastern time. NASCAR goes to about 11 states in the same year. And 11 or 12 or however many states NASCAR goes to, they'll go to those many states as long as there's a racetrack there. So if their race is at 3:30, our time here in Knoxville, Tennessee, it's probably not 3:30. It's not the same time in Arizona. Arizona's 2 hours behind, or I guess they're 2 hours behind us. So their race could be, their time might be 12:30, 1 o'clock. And that's how NASCAR determines on if they can get a night race or not. Sometimes they can get a night race, and sometimes they cannot. I realize that in the earlier 2000s, there were a bunch of night races. Because at that time, NASCAR was scheduling a lot of night races due to other activities on other channels. Back then, NASCAR kind of had a grasp on it. Now, it's the other way around. The ball is in the other court. You got a lot more sports now. You got a lot more platforms to stream things on. You have a lot more streaming opportunities than just, watching a 4-hour race. So, that is the answer to the question about that. Because of those tracks that don't have lights, New Hampshire, Talladega, Pocono, Dover, and Michigan. See, I knew there were 2 other tracks. So, if this is the last year for the Phoenix 2024, okay. NASCAR had a 5-year deal with Phoenix for the championship. Yes, I said 5. If you know of any other track that could be a good championship race, hit it up in the comments. I mean, I understand that Phoenix might be, they're probably going to make the last championship a great one. But we won't know that until maybe the middle of this season where they're going to do the championship race at. For all I know, it could be Charlotte. Charlotte's already got 2 races in the fall. 2 races, 1 race in the summer and 1 race in the fall. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing a race back at Rockingham. I just wish that that the Smith family would buy Rockingham in Richmond County, North Carolina. That way we'd have 3 North Carolina tracks back to our roots. If y'all would like to see the championship go to Rockingham, hit it up in the comments. I'd love to see a race back at Rockingham. Because that track kind of drives a little bit like Darlington. It kind of drives a little bit like Wilkesboro. But, I wouldn't mind seeing the championship at Wilkesboro. That'd be an awesome place to have a championship because, it's in Wilkes County, North Carolina, and you got, about everything right there in the Wilkes County area. It'd be awesome to have a race in Wilkes County. I think it'd be phenomenal to have a race back in Wilkes County. If y'all want to see that, hit it up in the comments. Let me know, and we'll. I don't have that power of talking to Steve Smith about it, but hey man, I'm looking for great opportunities to, because when I do go to Arizona this year, I might try to take this with me. I don't know if I can, but I'll try to get videos for you guys. I'll try to, I'll try to do some stuff for y'all. And here at Dirt Track Boys, I just want you guys to know that I thank you all for the support. I love you guys, and I'll keep doing these. But I just wanted to let you guys know what the 5 tracks were that didn't have lights, and I'll go over them again. Talladega, New Hampshire, because their government and Pocono's government does not allow them. The reason they don't allow them is because of Pocono and New Hampshire Motor Speedway are low-lying tracks, and because of the airport, you know, in the Massachusetts area. But, you know, and being in the Massachusetts area, you know, I think it brings to the point that, you know, if they did have lights and they did allow it, it would be a whole lot different. It's an allowed the New Hampshire International Speedway. I know I'm not going to say this right. It's Merrimack County, New Hampshire. And it doesn't have the lights because NASCAR does not allow it to have them. You know, that's why they have to race their races. I think that New Hampshire still has that one you know, that one race. Now, I don't know. New Hampshire runs its race this year, June 23rd, 2024 at 2:30. It's called the Magic Mile. But that is the only reason that I can think that New Hampshire does not have lights on it. Because of its, you know, of their of the Merrimack County government. I hope I said that right for all you New Hampshire fans. I mean, you know, and it doesn't have lights because they just won't allow it to have lights. But I mean, Homestead Miami Speedway is a great facility, and it's not a NASCAR sanctioned track. I mean, it is a NASCAR sanctioned track, but it's not. It's an ISM track. You know, and it does have lights, so they're able to race lights at Homestead. I mean it, and you know, honestly, I think it would be great to run a race, you know, to run a night race at Homestead, Miami, because they've had a race there before. I mean, since I can remember back to, what was it, 99 or I want to say from 2000, at least 2002 or 2001, that the championship has been at Phoenix. Excuse me. the championship was always at Homestead from 2001. It could be 2002, but I think it being at Homestead maybe Homestead next year. I don't know where NASCAR is going to go with that, but they have said, and I think they're probably going to go with this, that for 5 years they have had the championship at Homestead, at Phoenix. And the reason they've had it the last 5 years at Phoenix is, NASCAR wanted to venture somewhere different, which, hey, is cool, great, awesome. So, you guys let me know down in the comments where you all would like to see the championship for 2025. I'm game for it to be at I don't know if it'll be at Bristol, but oh my gosh, wouldn't that be so cool? Depending on where the champion would be, where would he finish at after 500 laps? Shoot, even Martinsville. I wouldn't be opposed to Martinsville having a championship. But the point to my video is the 5 tracks that didn't have lights that I told you yesterday that I couldn't remember, once again, are Talladega, because their local government will not allow them to have lights, and because of the what is the county? I think I want to say Talladega County. But, I could be wrong now, y'all. It's just me here, so I've been wrong before. But, yeah, those are the 5 tracks that don't have lights. And there's only one Talladega. There will always be one Talladega. And Talladega's been a good track. I've been to Talladega. I don't know how many times, but Talladega is in Talladega County, Alabama, and it's Talladega County, but it's Lincoln, Alabama. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that is the new logo, and I think it's awesome. That is the new logo for Talladega Super Speedway. I'm loving the black. I'm loving the red. I think the black and red on that is awesome. But Talladega doesn't have lights due to the fact that it's just there's a lot of farmland around it, and you don't want your animals to be blinded by all that light, and Talladega County is basically a spit. You spit and you miss it. I'm gonna be flat honest with you. There ain't nothing in Talladega County, Alabama, except for one thing. Talladega Super Speedway. Talladega Speedway was literally built out in the middle of the boonies in Alabama. It is the fastest track. It is the track that they use to test the Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Yes, you heard me right. Talladega, when they're not using it for a NASCAR weekend, they use that track and the infield to test out the Harley Davidsons because there's a Harley Davidson shop right outside the Speedway. My dad's friend Dennis Smalley used to work there, and there is a facility out there that they do test the bikes out there before they ship them off. So, again, guys, this is Dirt Track Boys, and I was just letting you know the 5 tracks that don't have lights. But, to my other point, again, Talladega does not have them, lights. New Hampshire, because the local government will not allow it. Dover does not have them because of the military base, and Pocono, and of course the road courses. So your 5 tracks, once again, your 5 tracks that don't allow lights are Talladega, Pocono, Michigan, New Hampshire, and Pocono. That's what I couldn't remember yesterday when I was saying there are certain tracks, excluding road courses, there are only 5 tracks on the Cup schedule that do not have lights. Now, I'll tell you the reason that Dover don't have them. Dover cannot install lights due to an Air Force base located near the racetrack. New Hampshire isn't allowed due to the local government rules. And Pocono can't have them because, you know, their track is literally built almost in a mountain. That's how they designed that racetrack. But if a government doesn't allow your speedway to have lights, then you have to go by it. I mean, or you can't build a facility there. That's what they did when they built New Hampshire. They had to follow their protocol. Like, every speedway has to follow their certain protocol. Because if they don't, and they break their protocol, then that's all she wrote, boys. But yeah, like, subscribe to my channel. Thank you to my 81 subscribers I already have. Again, like and subscribe to this video, and we'll see you all in the next Dirt Track Boys video. Now, I call myself Dirt Track Boy. I might have told you this, guys, at Bro Mikey's. I call myself Dirt Track Boys because I don't just like NASCAR racing. I like dirt, pro stock, late model, and drag racing. I mean, my favorite particular is NASCAR. But my favorite actual racing is NASCAR racing. But that ain't the only type of racing I like. I like IRL. Well, not really IRL so much. Well, it's kind of fun, I guess. But motocross, you know, all that kind of stuff with the motorbikes, it's really cool with the bike, you know, the motorcycles. I mean, it's fun, and that's why on this channel, I call myself Dirt Track Boys. But that's going to do it for us here at Dirt Track Boys. I just want to give y'all the 5 tracks that don't have the speedway lights, because yesterday my mind completely went to a total butt fest. I couldn't remember the tracks that had lights. Y'all like, subscribe to this video, like and subscribe to this channel. Comment in the comments where you think the 2025 championship ought to be. And let's give some props to Miss Haley Dagan for, you know, her 15th place finish at Bristol. She ran a pretty good race on Saturday night. So let's give her some props, and hopefully her new race team, her AMR racing team, can with her and Austin Wayne Self, can be pretty good. Now, let's also give some props to Chase Elliott that he gets a W soon, and Kyle Larson gets back up in the win column again. So, who do you think will be the 2024 champion? Do you think it'll be a Hendrick driver, or do you think it'll be another Penske driver, or somebody else? Or does Denny Hamlin finally, after 6 years, after, I don't know, how long has he been in the Cup Series? Well, even after 20-something years being in the Cup Series, does he finally break and get a championship? Or does, we just don't know. It's early in the year. We don't know yet. Championship's not even been played on yet. But here at Dirt Track Boys, I just want to give y'all a heads up. I love you guys. I want you to subscribe to this channel. And that's my take on this. The 5 tracks that don't have lights in NASCAR. So, I just want you guys to know that I love you. I'm thinking of y'all. And even to my subscribers overseas, I appreciate every one of y'all. And send Dirt Track Boys some love here. And again, this video is about the 5 NASCAR tracks that they currently run on that don't have lights, which are, and I'll tell you once again, are Dover. They are Dover, Talladega, Pocono, New Hampshire, and Michigan. Michigan can't have, I didn't tell y'all about the reason Michigan don't have lights. Michigan don't have lights because they didn't want them. Like I said yesterday, NASCAR tracks can vote against not having lights, but they have to run their race at a certain time. And Michigan's okay with that. That's why Michigan don't have lights. Because they told them they didn't want lights at Michigan International Speedway. But like I said, it's Dirt Track Boys, and we hope to see y'all in the next video. And peace out, chicken grease. I love y'all.